Hi, this is Stephen Pierce, and welcome back to The Power to Create Profits. Now, as I told you in the last episode, we were going to go ahead and continue our conversation that we were having with Paul and Mark, and that's exactly what we're going to do. However, the conversation has kind of shifted from purpose, which is what we were talking about in the last episode, to something that I'm sure you're really interested in, and it's profit. However, Paul and Mark, we're not just talking about profit. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about the code word inside of profit, and that word is fit. And what that means is you want to find something in your area that fits you, that you connect with, that's part of your core. For instance, if I were to do a seminar, I wouldn't do a seminar on how to build a thinkubator. I wouldn't do a seminar on how to even build a building, period. It'd be a miserable failure because that doesn't connect with me. That doesn't fit me. However, if I were to go into a seminar setting and do it on how to start an internet business, I could start from how to set up a ClickBank account, how to set up a PayPal account, how to build a web page, just the different steps. That fits, and I think I could be successful at that. And that's what fit and profit is about, how to come around to make it fit you to actually make a profit.
What do you have to add to that?
Well, you're going to make the most money when you're doing something that first you connect with, and second, it clicks with you. That's where the real profit comes into place, because you're like, okay, well, I understand that. I can do that. It's not complicated. It's not confusing, and I feel a relationship with that. Just like Mark saying, I couldn't do a seminar on building a building. Well, I couldn't either. If I was to do a seminar maybe on presenting or communication, and if you were to do a seminar based on that, you connect with it, you click with it. Here's one of the dangers, is that we look online, we start thinking about wanting to make a profit, good step, but we'll look at a product that we're going to represent, and we won't think, do I like that product? Do I like what it stands for? Do I feel an affinity to it? Do I feel a relationship to it? We'll just think, you know what, I might be able to sell some of that. I might be able to sell 2 or 3 of those. And instead to pull back and say, that which I'm connected the most with, that clicks with me the most, I can represent that well. I'll be able to tell a strong story. I'll be able to allow the people who are buying to go, you know what, he really believes in that. Mm-hmm. He's not using everybody else's sales letter. He's not using everybody else's generic email. I mean, that drives me nuts. And one day to get 10 emails from different people saying, I just found this. I just heard about this. And I go, well, that's weird, because the last 10 emails were identical to this. Did they all just hear about it and you all wrote the identical message? Whereas if they connected with that product, they could write something fresh, something innovative, and the person who will take themselves out and say, you know what, here's what I really love about this product. Here's what I really connect with. Here's what I really click with. They're the ones that end up making the most money, because it's from within them and their connection with it, rather than simply going, well, everybody else is selling it, I guess I'll sell it too. Just this week, there was a huge product release, and I did not get an email from Stephen Pierce on it. Amazing. But what that said to me is, you know what you connect with, you know what you click with, and that's what you represent. You don't represent everything out there. You represent what it's a connection. And that's a step that we all need to take in our businesses. Instead of getting out there and promoting everything just to make a buck, promote the things that build credibility in your business because they fit you.
Right. So help us to understand how a person can understand what fits them. Because I think, and listening to what you're saying, the fit becomes a filter. Because if you understand what's going to fit, you will immediately start to eliminate certain things. It's just like, okay, I'm not even paying attention to those things. So understanding what's going to fit you, it gives you clarity on what you should pursue and what you shouldn't pursue. Right. So you're not even evaluating certain things because you know in advance, listen, that kind of stuff doesn't fit me. So it's not, if I hear you correctly, it's not about, okay, bring all this stuff in and then let's just fill our way through and see what fits. It's basically knowing what fits in advance and then pursuing those things that fit. And then you can kind of evaluate on a more detailed basis, yeah, this fits, but is this the ideal product and the ideal opportunity right now? So what can a person do to kind of get in touch with, well, you know what, this is what I'm really all about. This is what I'm about, and these are the things that I will be looking for because it fits me. How can a person come to that kind of understanding with themselves?
That goes all the way back, well, to the first video. You got to know your purpose. And without knowing your purpose, you're not going to know what you stand for, like I said before, and you're not going to have that filter. You're not going to know what fits.
Another aspect is just knowing what you enjoy. Knowing what you love. I love to play golf. And I can't tell on the video, but I will never play in the NBA because of my height. It is not going to happen. Yet I love to play golf. And so if I set myself up with a golf site and some golf products, all of that fits me. And then if suddenly I see something on tennis, and I start to send out this tennis product to my list, they're going to go, Paul has lost his mind. There's no connection. He doesn't know anything about it. And that's not even the right list to connect with it. And sometimes it's that obvious when we bring a different product in that doesn't really connect with us. And so one area is just what we enjoy. Second area are education and our experience, things that we know about. Now, we don't have to know everything about it, and sometimes that's where we fail. We'll say, well, I don't know enough about that to do that. You don't have to know everything, but you do need to know enough so that you build that connection there. And you say, well, I've got experience doing that. I think that I can represent this product well. So you think about things you enjoy and your experience to use that as your filter.
That's interesting. You also brought up how, you're into golf and you wouldn't send something on tennis. And some people try to make that stretch. And it's like, well, there is a commonality. Both are sports that use balls. And both sports hit the balls. But, that's a stretch, okay? I mean, and that's a long stretch, just for the sake to try to make some money. Come on, let's be respectful of the list that we build and the relationships that we build and an understanding what people are really about and not try to force fit these different things because you can sit there all day and try to force square pegs into circles. It's going to be extremely frustrating, and the net result of that is going to probably be wasted energy and wasted resources. Okay, so anything you want to add to how people can understand what fits so that they can profit?
Just the key is to realize that the areas that you connect with, again, connection and things you click with, is where the most money is going to come because your customers and your clients are going to be able to see that match, see that connection, and say, you know what, I'm willing to buy from that person because of that credibility.
All right, you heard it from Paul and you heard it from Mark, and actually we may continue to talk. We may have another video for you, so make sure you tune into the next episode of The Power to Create Profits. And until then, this is Stephen Pierce, and remember, you do have the power to create profits. All right, before you go, this is Steve Pierce again. Don't leave just yet. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. And you enjoyed last week's video as well. If you recall, last week we talked about purpose. You have to be able to connect and identify with your purpose. You don't want to just know what it is you want to create. You want to know why it is you want to create it so that you can really connect with it and get that juice and have that momentum that's going to be able to sustain you regardless of what happens. And in today's video, what did we talk about? I'm sure you remember because we just got finished talking about it. We talked about profit, but we didn't just talk about profit. We talked about profit. Finding something that fits you so that you can profit. And that's really important because when you find something that fits you, it's not as much of a struggle, and you enjoy doing it, and you don't mind the learning curve that's involved because you're enjoying the process. And that's just 2 of the videos. And the reason I'm back here and talking to you is because we actually did 7 videos. There are 7 videos that are available, and what I want you to do is I want you to go to the URL that's on the screen right now so that you can see how you can go ahead and claim the other 5 videos. And within those 5 videos, you're going to be able to get more details on what the rest of the code is all about and how you can unlock this code in your life and start to get the value out of those programs that you've been buying that are sitting in your closet. All those boxes you buy from the seminars and the stuff you get from the infomercials and all the wasted money and all those different programs. You know who you are. But you know what? There's no shame in that because sometimes you just don't know. You just don't know what to do. And what I feel with a great degree of certainty is that once you understand what this code is all about, you'll be able to unlock some amazing things in your life. So what I encourage you to do is just go ahead and go to the URL that's on the screen and check out how you can claim the rest of these videos and take your life to, I'm not going to say it's going to take you to $1 million status, but what I can almost guarantee you is that you'll get much further from where you are today to where it is you ultimately want to be. Because think about it. You do have this picture out there where it is you want to go, right? It may be a little fuzzy at times, but ideally you don't want to be where you are today. Right? So what do we have? We have a gap. We have where it is we ultimately want to be and where it is we are today. And in between there is a gap. And for us to be able to fill that physical gap and that financial gap, we have to fill the knowledge gaps. We have to fill value gaps. We have to fill action gaps. All these different things so that we can go ahead and bridge the current present to that future ideal place that we want to be. And what I feel with a great deal of confidence is that the code will be able to help you to do that. So what I wanted you to do is I just want you to go to this URL that's on the screen, check it out. I believe it's a good fit for you,
and you can also see how you can get these other 5 videos. All right, so go ahead, run and do that before you go do anything else, and I'm going to see you on the next episode of The Power to Create Profits. Okay, so go ahead, run and do that, and remember, you do have the power to create profits.